Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you how to attach rubber soles to the bottom of your Spider-Man costume or pretty much any other spandex costume that doesn't require shoes. So we want to put rubber soles on it. That way you won't ruin the bottom of your spandex costume, and it's not going to cover the top of your foot, which isn't going to ruin your costume. Now, we're going to need a certain amount of supplies. First, we're going to need some water shoes. Now these are simple because it's very easy to take the rubber soles off of these shoes. The shoes themselves are very inexpensive. They only cost about $5 each, depending on where you get them. I got mine for Walmart. If you get them online, you can get them for like $9 or $10, which still isn't a whole lot. Shoe goo, tape. I use duct tape. Some scissors. I have two different pairs of scissors. I use one for my fabric and then one for tougher stuff like cardboard. A sheet of cardboard. Okay, this is just from a priority mailbox, so you can get it for free. A marker, and of course your costume. Okay, whatever that costume may be. Okay, now the first thing we have to do is we have to cut the rubber soles off the bottom of these shoes. Now when you're picking these shoes, it's important that you pick shoes that aren't exactly your shoe size. Like for me, I'm a size 11, maybe a size 12 sometimes. I got size 9, 10. So you want to go at least 1 or 2 sizes down, because while the shoe might fit me snug, when I take the whole sock part off of it, this rubber sole, if I were to pick my actual size, would actually be a little bit too big for my foot. So you want to go a couple of sizes down. That's important. Now, it doesn't matter what we do to this, because what we're going to do is we're going to cut the rubber sole off. I saw a video where some guy actually peeled it off of it. Don't do that. That just takes way too much effort, way too much time. Oh, and let's go ahead and take these little cushions out. Now we're going to save those. It's actually going to help. You can actually use those to help increase the comfort level when you're actually wearing the costume. So, okay. So now, I have finished cutting all the material off of them. And this is what you're going to be left with right here. These rubber soles. Which is awesome, because these are going to go right on the bottom of your costume. Okay? Now, before we start gluing that, what we're going to need is we're going to need some cardboard that matches up exactly with the rubber soles. And I'll explain what the cardboard is going to be for in a little bit. You can use one, but it will speed up the process a little bit if you go ahead and make 2 of them. Okay? Now with our cardboard, we're going to take a rubber sole. We just really need 1 of them. And we're going to trace on the cardboard that insole. Okay? We're going to go ahead and make 2 of them. 1 for each foot. So we have our 2 traces, and now we're going to go ahead and cut them out. Now you can use regular scissors if you want to. I got these bigger scissors with kind of bigger teeth on them. I like using them so that I don't dull out my fabric scissors faster than I should. Now we have our 2 cardboard insoles. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and start applying some shoe goo to the top of these rubber soles. Okay, so now it says on this instructions that it needs to set for a couple minutes before you actually apply it to the thing. So while we go ahead and put the shoe goo on it, we're going to let it sit down on the floor, and we're going to be doing something else while it's setting. So you're going to take your shoe goo and you're going to start applying it to the bottom of this rubber sole right here. Okay, all to the base of it right here. You don't necessarily have to get in the inner edges, because honestly, when I'm attaching it, it's very hard to get those inner edges to touch up to the costume. And this stuff is about, I think, $6 at Walmart. And you're going to find it in the shoe section, like next to shoelaces and insoles and all that shoe-related stuff. Now, while those 2 are just setting right there, we're going to go ahead and set ourselves up to actually apply our feet to it. Okay, which is going to take us a couple of minutes, so it's going to be perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of cardboard, and we're going to take one of the soles. Now this is the left foot right here, so I'm going to go ahead and do the left foot first. Okay, now we're going to match it up like that. Now the reason we do this is because if I were just to take my foot sliding into the costume and then press it down on there, that shoe goo would go through the costume very easily, and it would attach to the bottom of your foot. and it's going to make it almost impossible to take your foot out without just pulling up the costume off of it. You'll have to leave your foot in there until it's completely dry, and you'll glue your foot to the bottom of the costume. So this right here is a barrier so that our foot does not get glued to the bottom of the costume. We're going to attach them with a piece of tape. You just need a little bit because you want to be able to remove it easily. So you take a little bit of tape right here, a small strip, okay, just enough to hold it in place, but not strong enough to where it's hard to pull it out. Let's make a little double-sided, okay. Then you're going to put it right up here on the top like that, okay. Then you're going to take another piece, and we're going to do the same thing. Make a little double-sided piece of tape, and with that double-sided piece of tape, the cardboard is going to attach to the bottom of our foot. You don't want to attach it to the arc of your foot because it might not press very strongly up against the cardboard. So attach it to a piece of your foot, the top of it, where you know it's going to attach. Okay, get it to stick well while it's sticking. Okay, you take your bodysuit, and now we're going to insert our foot in there. You want to get it as tight as possible. Okay, as tight fitting as possible. Okay, so now I have my foot in there, and it's all up in there. Now you'll take your rubber sole, and you're going to place it right down in there. You're going to feel that cardboard slide right in. Once you've got it in there, stand up and just really move your foot around to get it to attach to that adhesive. Alright, so that's doing good, okay? Now I'm going to let it set for a little bit before I take my foot out, okay? In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and do our other one. So you take your other one, and now let's, instead of putting both of our feet in at the same time, I'm going to go ahead and take my other foot out to make it easier to do the second one. When I take my foot out, I'm going to kind of like wiggle until I can feel the duct tape disconnecting. Perfect, I can feel it disconnecting. And now I just grab it from the bottom. I can just slide my foot right out. So this is good. So now we're going to use our finger to really quick press more into it like that. Okay, so that's good. I'm going to leave that on the floor and let that dry. Take the tape off the bottom of my foot. Okay. Now let's do the second one. So again, we pull it, pull it, pull it. You can put your heel on the ground so the cardboard won't move as you're pulling it down. Now to make sure you have it straight, there's a seam on each edge of your leg, and just make sure one seam's on the right side, one seam's on the left side, and it'll be straight. Now you're going to drop your foot right into place and stand up. Really get that weight into it. Now this is pretty much the last step right here. Okay? So now I've put my weight onto it. Okay? There's the other one sitting down, drying. It's going to do its thing. Okay? Now what you want to do is, I'm going to wait about a minute or two before I pull my foot out on this one. Okay? Once I pull my foot out, I'm just going to let these two sit there. I'll fold the costume up and kind of put it off to the side right here. That way it doesn't touch any of the glue. But these things are good to go. Let them sit overnight, and in the morning you can pull the cardboard out. You simply take your fingers, put it into the leg of the costume, kind of pry up the tape from the bottom of the costume, and you can pull the cardboard right out. Or you can leave the cardboard in there and add it and leave it in there for extra cushion. It's completely up to you. Either way, the rubber sole is going to be completely glued to the bottom of the costume. It's not going anywhere. It's some very strong stuff. And now you're going to have a very discreet rubber sole on the bottom of your Spider-Man costume. That way you can walk around outside, in the grass, in the dirt, at the conventions all day long, and you are not going to tear, dirty up, or ruin the bottom of your Spider-Man costume. So thank you for watching my video. I hope this helps you with your cosplay costumes, and tune back in to Cosplay Ninjas for more advice and just entertaining videos all around. Thank you.